Oh my gosh. Dark library. Debug off. So this is my dark library. It's gonna have more books later. I think it looks kind of nice. I mean, it's just a little hole in the wall at the moment, but so a dark library is a collection of books that are not available to the wider world. Books that cannot be found online or in any other form. As more of the world is digitized, uploaded, and stored, the dark library becomes rarer, darker, and more powerful. It's secret, decentralized knowledge. So the dark library is a core feature of the incorporation. They believe that there are limitations to open discourse and gaps that it cannot fill. And it's kind of a scary idea the more like you get used to the idea of everything being online, because anything could be in anything could be written in the books. It seems strange to me, at least. Like it wouldn't have seemed strange 100 years ago, but it's like everyone has the idea of like making things more available and more free and more open to people. But so it's like if so dark libraries are less common. A dark book is like any book that there's only one copy of, or I guess as far as I'm concerned, there could be more copies. But like it's so common to have the idea of opening things up. It's kind of scary, the idea of like, why is this book not online? Why can this book not be found online? Why has no one read this book? And if so, like, why do you have it? Why is it something that's important to you? Thoughts that have not been like collected and exposed to the light of day. Yeah. And so the idea of a dark library is that some ideas need a small, as in potentially one person, or maybe many more persons, but at least a small or at least a closed network of minds thinking about it in order to germinate properly. I'll rephrase, like some ideas or belief systems or philosophies need to exist not freely available to everyone, at least long enough to like take form. Because the idea of a philosophy, it takes time to form. So if your philosophy is unfinished, then it just is going to sound, it's going to have obvious glaring weaknesses. And so if you try to like argue with someone that you need to act on that philosophy, or you need to make a decision on the basis of this philosophy, then you wouldn't really be able to justify that if the philosophy wasn't complete yet. Just because they'd be able to like poke holes in it easier. And that is why a lot of the group's communication took place via like a newsletter. I say like a newsletter because it was like a single circulation of multiple newsletters, or many newsletters actually, like that move in a ring from one address to another, but not online. And that's like important to them. But my teacher was in the group for a while, for a number of years. And like apparently he doesn't talk about it too much, because for one, he actually respects right, I guess, to not be known by everyone, but there are some things that he disagrees with that on, obviously. So he tells me a lot, but there's a lot he doesn't tell me about, like the inner politics of the little group. But apparently, there's been a lot of changes over like how new members can enter. So my teacher had expected me to become a member, but things changed, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Oh, no link. Come on. Oh yeah. I don't want to ask for someone to give it to us. I want to earn it. But a slime cut chunk can be anywhere underground. So I was thinking if we found a big cave, there'd be as good a chance as anywhere else. The only other thing to try would be an overworld adventure to find a swamp and wait for nighttime. So maybe we'll have to do that. But for now, we're doing this because it also gets us blocks and precious metals. Yeah, I remember being here now. So just accept that for now. That you don't even have to accept it. Just accept that it is an idea that some people have. That the human will is, or the exercise of the human will is an important part of being a human, and that we are less human without it. And then the second thing that you have to accept, or just accept that they accept, is that the human will is suppressed in our current world more than it has been in the past. Again, that's not to say things are on the whole worse now. So in a lot of ways they're better, easier, more comfortable, convenient. But that is another way in which they change the will thing. And I think it is worse. So if those two things are true, then the whole idea of like what a civilization ought to be, or what a relationship a person should have with their civilization, there's like a whole bunch of new stuff to be taken into account to those types of questions. So because they believe that thing about the will, they believe a lot of other normal things, but also strange things. I do not know the half of it. just relaying like a basic rundown. And we also talked about the Dark Library, which I will not review. I don't feel like I need to as bad. But just realize that like that's a part of why their information is so secretive, because they believe that thing about ideas needing to germinate in smaller groups before being exposed to the larger world. And that makes sense. I've just never heard anyone say something like that before, so it's like it's all new to me. So a dark library is just a collection of books that other people don't have. Only you have, or only a small group of people has, I guess. And we have one at the base of our little stairway down there. Unfinished though, only 2 bookshelves for now. I need more leather. Oh god, baby zombie in the dark cave. Oh. A lot of torches. Come on. I'll use the steps. Oh, okay. Oh my god, go, go, go. What is this? Go, 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 go. Why am I doing this in darkness? This is so dangerous. It's kind of a big cave, it turns out. Torches. Let's see where I am here. Wow, lots of coal. Why 40? What? I think I found my own cave. It's kind of a high Y level though. And it's very dangerous, and I don't have enough torches. But I think there's coal in here, and I have wood, so... Also, I don't know the way out or in. I've just managed to find myself here. Oh, no. They're on me. No, not the skeleton. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Huh. Okay, get out of here. So, how do I get out? Oh, man. A couple bones. This way. Nope. There we go. we go. It's the base of the temple.